Hey guys, Kalive here, and welcome back to this walkthrough on Enshrouded, where we take a look at Enshrouded 1 year after it was released. And we are here at the base where we do need to finish it. And we left off with it just being the walls and the floor. So that's the current plan, is to finish this up before we move on. So we're going to have to finish the roof, and in order to do that we're going to need some new materials. And that's where we're going to head at now. So one option is we can make a fiber roof, and the plant fiber comes from these plants. And another alternative is going to be this material, which is close to this wolf cave. You do want to be careful that nothing has respawned and you have to keep fighting stuff. Alright, and here's the wolf cave, and right over this hill is our new resource. And so you see this little spot here, and just to show you where we are, there's the wolf cave right there. And this is where we came out of the cliff from the beginning. So that's the tutorial area. And if we dig down right here, this stone is actually flint. So we can use the flint, and it does go down pretty far. The flint will give us a new recipe. So we get some new recipes. And one of those is a roof block. You also need flint for the early game arrows. You actually need quite a bit of flint for early game arrows. And yeah, stamina's kind of a pain sometimes when you're digging down. So remember to get some food for that and a rested buff. But I'm going to grab this flint, and then we will head back to the base, and then we'll talk about the roof blocks. And also don't worry about digging down too far. I'll show you how to get out of that here in a second. Alright, we're back. And yeah, I wanted to mention that you do actually get experience when you mine stuff like flint and other metals. But let's say you're in a big hole like this. One quick way to get out of this hole: go to the map, click on your home, and fast travel. Very simple. You just do that and then you're back at your base. So here we are at the base. It's just a quick way to get back. So fast travel is a pretty big part of the game, especially later on. It's a huge part of the game. But as you see, we now have roof blocks. Not these roof blocks, which requires plant fiber, which is really hard to get right now. We have these roof blocks, which just require stone and flint. So we can get some more stone here. And now we can craft up some roof blocks. And these actually look better than the fiber ones. So let's go ahead and put the roof on. So we actually have a... Oh, what did I just do? Oh, hit Y. There we go. So go to the roof section, which is here. I'm probably going to do like a flat roof. I'm not going to spend... Well, I guess we probably could. We can do like one of these crazy roofs, I guess. Let's do this. I like to put the corners on first. Just make sure that it's going to fit correctly. And then we need more resources, I think. But... yeah, hit one here. Boom. Yeah, we need more resources. I think we just need more stone. Oh, we need both. I'll have to get some more, but yeah, that's pretty much how you do the roofs. It's very simple, and actually this looks pretty good. I like the stone base with the roofs like that. It just looks better, I think, than the wood and the fiber. These roofs aren't really... well, I guess they're fine. They're kind of like overhanging there. But you can do a lot of customizations with stuff like this. So you can, there's a lot you can do. You don't have to be stuck with, just normal blocks. You can actually chisel out pieces of blocks and stuff like that. So I'll go work on this roof so we actually have a place to store or put our NPCs at. Because NPCs will want to be inside and have like a sheltered area. That's the only reason I'm doing this right now, is because this is what we have to do before we actually go get the NPCs. So I'll be back, and when I come back, we'll probably be done with this. And we're back, and the house is finished. So here it is. It's a simple little stone structure, and I do like the stone better than the wood, and the roof looks good too. And so yeah, this is the first base. You can have many bases, so we'll do better in the next base. And if we come inside, you can see the top left, there is a rested buff now. And so our comfort level is at 5 with the current setup that we have. And because we meet all the boxes here, we do get a rested buff. And there actually is a way to increase that buff, which we will definitely do. But you can see it says that we are warm and sheltered. So as we progress in the game, we will get items that boost up our comfort level. And if we look at our crafting here, things like the bed will increase our comfort level. If you look at item info, it says +1 comfort level. And the category is bed. So keep that in mind. There are categories, so you can't stack like a bunch of beds and get +1, because you only get this bonus from the best bed. So there'll be like a +1 bed, +2 bed, stuff like that. You only get the best one, and the category is bed. So this one right here, hearth is a category. It's just the fireplaces. Same thing for illumination, and all these things are illumination. This one's a +2. This one's a +1. So if we have this one and this one, we get just the +2 bonus, not 3 total. I think doors don't matter. Yeah, windows. Really just the comfort stuff like this. There's other things we get, like rugs, that we will get access to later once we unlock certain NPCs. So yeah, that's comfort really. We should make a bed and we should make a hearth. So these aren't too bad to make. Wood, plant fiber, string, torn cloth. Let's go ahead and craft these things up while we're here. So we should be able to make this now. Oh, it unlocks another bed. So this one is a +2. So this new bed requires the first bed that we made, plus animal fur and string, which we should have. It's definitely worthwhile focusing on getting the best comfort level that you can early on, because you're not going to have a whole lot of stamina this early on. So having the extra stamina and the regen will definitely make a big difference whenever you're doing any activity, really. So let's get some string and make this one. There we go. We get a chair. That's a stool comfort level. So let's make this. Let's make the hearth. This one requires a few things. So we need a bone, candle, and also need some resin as well. Let's see if we have that stuff. Oh, we do. Okay. If you need a resin, there are red trees that you find out in the world, like up there. There's 2 red trees. I'll put like arrows on the screen. Go for those red trees. You'll find them all throughout the world. Make sure that you grab those if you need resin, because those have a high chance of getting resin. The normal trees, like the green ones here, they have a lower chance of getting resin. Okay, so we need some bone. Definitely should have bone. And lastly, wait, are these? Yeah, this is the best one. And then tables. So +2. None of this stuff gives us bonuses. You can just check to see if anything gives you a bonus by clicking on the info button. So I'd go through and just check those. Alright, so let's put our stuff down. We have to put it in our inventories and drop it down here. So here's our bed. And then a stool. We'll put the stool right here. Alright, we have our comfort. It's at 17 now because we have all these things in here. Make sure they're all within like a range where you're sitting at. So for right here, we're getting all the bonuses. Sometimes if you go into a corner, you don't get the bonuses from some of the items because you're too far away from the comfort items. Alright, while we're on the topic of buffs, I just want to talk about the cooking real quick. So we can get some food from animals. We can get some raw meat and just regular mushrooms and vegetables, stuff like that. And if you have a fire or a hearth, you can actually cook these things. So there are some things you can cook and there are some things you can't cook, like honey. But any mushrooms or meat or vegetables you can cook. And you can tell when you sit down to cook by the hot bar, some of the icons will be white, some of them will be gray. The white ones you can cook. And in order to cook, you have to hold your food up by pressing the left mouse button. Then once it starts sizzling, you can just let go of the button, and then there you go. You have grilled wolf meat. It is a little tedious doing this over and over, but there are items you get later on that will let you do this automatically. So this is required for the meat because you can't eat raw meat. And then vegetables and mushrooms, it's optional, but they do extend the length of the buffs on them. So I'd recommend just cooking everything that you can cook. And if we compare the ungrilled and grilled mushrooms, you see it has +1 here and +2 if we do cook it. And also if you look at the active buff timers, the timer is doubled if you have grilled versus non-grilled. And just like there are categories for comfort, there are also categories for food. So like meat is its own category, and that one generally gives you constitution. And like other vegetables will give you different various buffs. So like the mushrooms will give you intellect buffs. So you have options later, but for now I'm going to be stuck with these 3. I generally do leave a spot for berries until we actually get some regen gear. Then we could switch that one out with something like water or whatever, like something that gives you a different bonus. And before we leave, one thing I want to do is craft up some of the armor. This will be helpful in case we get hit too much. This will save us. And I think we need some torn cloth to make this. So what do we need? We have 6. So yeah, we'll make some armor. So we'll get better armor later. We need a shirt. 2, 4. Okay, 6. Okay. Let's go ahead and craft some string. Shirt. Oh, it takes 3 for the boots. Oh well, that's fine. Equip this, and I mean, at least we have a shirt on, a little bit of armor in case we get hit. We can also craft a shield. You do get a shield early on by killing those guys over there. There's a pretty good chance you get a shield already, but if not, you can craft one. It's not quite as good as the one you get that drops, but everything will be upgraded pretty quickly, so I'm not too worried about that. So equip the shield. The shield is on your character, so you can use it with swords or one-handed weapons, maces, stuff like that. And you can also use it with wands, so it's really good. Right-click will give you the block, and the block ability is really good with the shield. So that's pretty much it for the stuff that we need. I think we're kind of good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead into town. And I guess the goal in here would be to find 1 more scrap metal, which we're going to need for the grappling hook. Oh yeah, if you come over here, there is a spot where you can grab up some arrows. So there's like different kinds, usually flint, and maybe the occasional scrap arrow. Alright, now that we're in the town, let's just go around and we can break stuff and see if it drops some scrap metal. And this spot right here is where you would learn about cooking. So there's a campfire, some food that you can cook up. Yeah, here's some food. You can just pick this up. Some of it's cooked already too. Oh, I was wondering what that noise was. There's a couple of places where these guys are at in the Shroud areas. Yeah, so these guys are actually called the Fell. But yeah, they do spawn only in the Shroud or at nighttime. Oh yeah, here's a little book, and this talks about getting rested buffs and like food and stuff. Things we went over. Yeah, it's getting dark. I think this is bad timing on my part. Yeah, let's just switch to the torch and see how it goes. So yeah, the shield's pretty good. You can block things. It seems like it's easier to block stuff with it. Like the timing to hit the block button is a lot longer than it is to parry with the weapon. Okay, and this says falling to ruin. And it's just the last days of the world, I guess, and people at Longkeep and how they're holding out hope for it being safe here. And we can go down here. This is another little area. Back behind this is a chest. So let's switch to this. Break that. There's a chest down there. Search in here. Oh, scrap metal, nice. Okay, good, good. So that's what we needed. Let's check out here. Got a health potion and some more arrows. Not gonna mess with that. another book. This talks about the coming of the Shroud to this area, and it is from Balthazar. Alright. More stuff here. Let's go back to our torch. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here, really. I haven't really dug down there before. Oh, we can get up here, I believe. Nah, we can't. Okay. Alright, and then up here is the last area you want to go in town. Once again, you can break a lot of this stuff. So like these barrels right here, you can just break. And the best way to break these things is probably to use the axe. Just like a one hit, like that. And you get stuff out of them, like some water. What's in here? Just bandages and some more stuff. Speaking of water, there's a well in town. And this well is definitely the best place to get water. The problem is, it will run out of water and it takes a while to fill back up. So whenever you're coming to a town, make sure you empty the well. You'll need a lot of water later on for growing food, for potions, elixirs, stuff like that. And then once you get to the point where it says refilling, that means you have to just kind of wait it out. It does take a little while on servers, by the way, so I would definitely grab the water while you can. You can build wells later on, so it becomes less of a problem. But early on, it's pretty rough. Yeah. Alright, let's go up here. And here's one of those red trees that I was talking about earlier. Let's try to break this thing. A little closer. Let's see what we got. Yeah, got some resin and some wood. So there we go. You'll need resin for other things later on. And eventually you can grow trees. So it won't be that much of a problem later on as well. Let's keep going up. Almost there. Let's see over here. I'm looking for a wall. There's a wall you can get into, like a hidden passage. Somewhere. Not right here. There's a string. Just wooden arrows, great. And then up here on top of this section, there is a door, and then inside there's a scroll that we can get. There's also a couple of things on the desks and the nightstand. You can get some berries. Yeah, let's go ahead and read this. And yeah, this is a letter to Queen Jasmina. And this is one of those items that you can read, and it does open up a part of your map. So it gives you a point of interest. If we open up our map, we can see that there is a new spot marked, and it's the quest we just got. And so you will find pieces of lore that point you to other areas on the map. And sometimes it's a pretty long chain. So just keep an eye out for those things. Read a new piece of lore, check your map, and typically it'll tell you that there is a new place marked on your map. Alright, I'm gonna go just teleport back to the base, because it's gonna be really hard to navigate in the dark. Alright, we're back. And yeah, if you're in the rain, your torch will go out, so be careful with that. That's kind of why I came back too. Yeah, but we did achieve our goal, so we wanted to get scrap metal, and we got some scrap metal. So we should have enough for the grappling hook now. Well, let's see. So we're going to need some metal scrap, some string, and some shroud spores. Yeah, let's see if we have everything first. Alright, just need some string, so let's go ahead and craft that. And we can make the grappling hook. So if you don't have enough metal scraps yet, the place to go is the bridge. So when it becomes daytime, I'll show you where to go to get some metal scrap. Next thing we need, the glider. It's got the exclamation marks, we need to craft it. We are going to need some more string and some shroud wood is the biggest thing. This is actually in the shroud, and we'll go there here and I'll show you where to get that from. So for now, let's go ahead and Yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Alright, it's daytime. Go ahead and repair. What do we have on us? Lots of stuff. Let's just get rid of some of the stuff. You can hit G to sort your inventory here, and Shift R will stack stuff that you already have in there. I would say Shift R is pretty good to like refill stuff, and then you can just move stuff over. And I'll have to go sort this stuff out later. Alright, so let's go ahead and equip our grappling hook. And if you look at our character, there's a spot for the grappling hook, there's a spot for the glider. So we will need those two. Definitely want to grab those two for sure. But we'll get into that later. Let's go ahead and get into town, or get into the combat. So we'll probably just definitely grab all the fiber stuff that we can. All the stuff here. We definitely will need some animal fur. Yeah, they're being stunned because I'm hitting them with the shield when they attack. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's definitely worth practicing on. Stunning everything when they attack you is really nice, especially later in the game. I'll get some more mushrooms, I guess. Okay, there's two ways you can go. There's a bridge, and then there's down. Crossing the bridge, you can't cross the bridge if you don't have a grappling hook. If you have a grappling hook, you can cross the bridge. I'm gonna go down first, though. I'll show you where everybody would go if they don't have enough of the scrap metal. Okay, let's grab this. There's another little note. Captain's journal talks about the scavengers. Scavengers are humanoid enemies in this game, so they're not the Fel. They're a completely different faction. They don't like the Fel, so the Fel and the scavengers will fight each other. And another journal from the captain, Captain Arkwright, and it talks about the scavengers are trying to get into the Cinder Vault. Cinder Vault's where we were at. That's where our character was, and they protected us from them. So down here into the Shroud. This is like the beginning area for the Shroud, and there's a little tutorial about the Shroud. This stuff right here, grab this. These little plants, just pick them up. Gives you Shroud liquid. This is a very important thing later on. Start gathering it now if you can. So if we need wood, take our axe and we have to go into the Shroud and break the trees in the Shroud. This will give us the Shroud wood that we need. And we need this to make the glider. You can also make stuff out of it too, like blocks. So you see we got new recipes unlocked. Oh, we gotta fight these guys. There's backstab damage in this game too, by the way. So if you hit a creature, if it's stunned, you can go around them. Like let's stun him, go behind him, and then backstab damage. It's not good right now, but if you are specializing in backstab damage, it becomes really good. Okay. Broke the tree. We're gonna need some more Shroud spores, so definitely grab that stuff. Just keep an eye on your timer, and I wouldn't go too far down. So we came in from over here. Right there. There's a little place right there. So we came in from here. This is the path. Just stay on this path. Go straight. If you veer off the path, either one of those ways, you'll go into like a spot that you don't want to go. There's a little timer thing that will give us more time in the Shroud. Let's get some space and eat some berries. And then get a bandage. Probably eat some meat too. Give us more health. sword's already about to break. Oh, we got a ring. So yeah, there's a guy here that will give you a ring. One of these guys in this little area where that little timer was. So we got the ring. Let's head out of here. Just keep going up across the path here. So if you can't go across the bridge with the grappling hook, you can run through the shroud and get to the other side as well. Up here. Make sure you get your stamina back before you start climbing this. I would actually drink some water. Water gives us more stamina. So our stamina bar is like almost doubled now. That's because we have the extra water and we have a rested bonus buff. Those are very important. Stamina is like the killer in this game. There's a fire there. Another note. Yeah, so this is from Kate Hawthorne. It does put another marker on our map. So the bridge construction report, it's right up there actually. Not too far away. It's just another quest. So that's how you level up in this game, is just doing those little quests. These side quests are really good too for experience. Killing things is not as good for experience as other stuff. Mining is actually not bad for experience. So up here on this bridge, there's the scavengers, the humanoids. So let's go ahead and switch to our wand since we don't have a lot of durability left on our sword. We can just kite these guys. Yeah, 23 experience for those. There's actually a ranged guy somewhere over here. There's 2 ranged guys up there. Go. These guys will give us scrap. If you need scrap, this is where you go. These guys are hard to kill. Stay at ranged. Let's just go up there and kill him. He's gonna block us. Okay, so we can't get up there just yet. Maybe over here, over here. We don't have any open slots to regain our health. Bad decision was to eat all this food that we have eaten. But yeah, so there's the metal scraps. Plenty of metal scraps here. Killing those 4 guys gave us 10 metal scrap. Let's actually equip this. Does this give us... No regen. But we can equip it though. You can have 2 rings, so definitely make sure you have 2 rings on. If you have 2 available. These are traps. You can disarm them. Also activate them and have the enemies run over them. We'll go over here. This talks about the grappling hook. I want to just do this just to show you how this works. So grappling hooks over there. So just what it says, you just press E and the grappling hook will automatically connect to it. So just hit E once and then use jump. Very simple how that works. Just go here, hit E, and then jump at the end. When you're highest point, you want to jump. So when you've swung and then hit the highest peak, you want to let go to get the most distance. Very simple. Go down here though. There's a chest. Oh, I do have I have bandages. I'm thinking like, how am I going to regen my health? I have bandages. We also have some health potions. Let's go up here, and then there shouldn't be anything else over here, I don't think. I know there's like a chest somewhere in here. There's a quest to get a chest somewhere in here. I'm not going to worry about that right now, though. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where it starts. So if you did get the grappling hook already, you can go this way. Run, jump, swing. I would practice that as much as you can. You're going to be doing that quite a bit in this game. Alright. So at this point, this is where we came up from the Shroud. Everything leads to this crossroads right here. So there's a bridge. You want to go to the left. This way will take us to a higher level area. This way takes us to the Blacksmith. Let's go through here. There's a bunch of guys here. I probably should have made... There's some bees up here. See those bees? Use the wand on the bees. Just saying. You don't want to be messing with those in melee. Yeah, we're going to have to fight these guys because I don't have a bow. It's good to have a bow just for utility purposes. But we'll fight these guys. It's not a big deal. You can see the wand is crazy good against these guys. Or the cold is. Right, because they're shirtless. I would say the wand's pretty good if you want to like lock onto a target. Yeah. But it does auto find them too. So yeah, wand is good. Cold wand's good versus these guys. If you had the fire wand, it wouldn't be as effective, but the cold wand versus the scavengers, really good. This place is really good for bee, like honey and bee wax. You need the wax just for like candles and stuff. But yeah, you see all the bees hives they have here. Get the easy ones. Yeah, lots of beehives over here. So right here it talks about just going and sneaking up on enemies by pressing C. You can kind of like hide in here. Yeah, that's only good if you have a bow. And these little things right here, these red boxes, these are explosives. It talks about using a bow from hidden over there. You can shoot those explosives and kill some of those guys that we just fought. There's another little note from Balthazar. It just goes through, this is like the test site for the Cinder vessels. So it talks about their progress. And then right here is a place to repair your equipment. If you see any of these things, make sure you hit those up. That's really good. The sword's now repaired, 100%. So those are like lifesavers in the world. Go up here, and there's another note up here too. I think a chest as well. Yeah, a book from Balthazar talks about actually creating the vessels. Yeah, we'll talk to Balthazar later, but you get a lot of lore about him early on, and it just goes through the process of how they actually invented the technology that allowed us to survive as long as we have in stasis. And in here are some enemies, and you can see that's the vault right there, the vessel. These guys have clothes on. Still take a lot of damage though from cold. Probably because they're in short sleeve shirts. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright, another little note. Balthazar. And goes more about the blacksmith being the volunteer. So this is the blacksmith's vault. If you look at a map, there we go. Ancient vault blacksmith. So it all points to that. And here we go. Here's the blacksmith. We unlocked a new recipe, the summoning staff. That is going to let us get the blacksmith. And we also get new items like the small chests. Let's go ahead and break this. Behind it is a chest back here. Alright, fine, broke it. Yeah, pickaxe is the best for that. Open this up. we go. We'll get some shivs, some daggers. The daggers are pretty good. That's what most of the backstab damage is used with the daggers. Single player, they're a little rough to get started on just because their range is very low. You're going to encounter a lot of enemies that will do a lot of damage to you. But there's some good dagger builds if you're playing multiplayer. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and teleport back. Okay, we got an update on our quest. The quest was to get the Blacksmith. There we go. So we now have a summoning staff. So we have to craft the summoning staff and then place the Blacksmith in the world. So let's go ahead and do that. Crafting staff. And then backpack, let's just go ahead and salvage this stuff. There we go. Blacksmith. So Blacksmith, you can do a couple of things. Oh. Oh no. Okay. Where those bees came from. They're probably chasing that goat, and that goat kited him in there. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk to him.
Tell me what you need.
So he has a whole different set of items that he can craft for us. And a lot of this stuff is geared towards melee combat. So a lot of his gear is going to be balanced, physical, and magical. But the bonuses will be like increased melee damage, stuff like that. Also has some swords, some better swords, level 5 swords, 16 damage, a nice spiked club. He has an upgrade to the pickaxe and the axe. So these are going to be top priorities. Everything he has requires metal scrap to craft for now. Like there's other items he gets later on. So as we come across new materials, all the NPCs will get new things. So it'll show up in our top left corner that a new recipe is unlocked, and it'll tell us like what it is. And so we can craft a bunch of stuff from him. He also crafts lockpicks, but instead of ours costs 2 metal, his cost 1 metal. So it's cheaper to craft the lockpicks from him, which I tend to do is just to craft like a stack of them and then just keep them on me when I have more scrap metal. When the scrap metal doesn't become a problem. Also, he has nails, which are materials we need to craft things like the chests. And he has new machines. These are factories. These are machines that will take materials and craft other materials with them. A very important part of the game. The charcoal kiln is very important. We're going to need to craft this pretty soon. It just requires a bunch of stone. So I wanted to get some more materials for this. So yeah, things to craft. Definitely the kiln. And the forge is good. It's not as important right now. It just makes metal plates. Metal plates are good for armor, but it's not the armor that we see now. So we have to get more stuff to make that work. We don't really need metal plates right away. Another thing we need to do is craft some nails. Let's craft a couple of nails. This will let us craft things like the sword, scrappy sword, which is pretty good damage. 16 damage. Right now, I think we're working with a 11 damage, so that's a pretty good bonus. This one gives like cutting damage, piercing damage, shroud damage. This sword, just cutting, piercing, blunt, and poison. This right here, this blunt spike club. This blunt damage is pretty good versus a lot of enemies, especially things like undead. So when we start encountering undead, you're going to want to craft these. I'm going to do the sword for now. So it's going to be 3 scrap, not bad. And we have to work on this. This is just a couple of scrap, animal fur, and torn cloth. Might require a little bit of farming. The torn cloth, that comes from the fell guys and the shroud. Before that, I'm going to actually craft these. So let's craft pickaxe And this requires string. Do we have any? Yeah, we do. Okay, let's upgrade our axe and pickaxe. This is a huge help. If you're farming stuff, it's massive. So let's equip this. We can get rid of these. Just delete the old ones. Get the new ones. These are infinitely repairable. You can just repair stuff. There's no point in having the old ones. Alright, so he has some quests for us. The first thing is a shelter. Okay, we know how to do that already. Cleansing fire. Alright, it talks about a new place. How to get rid of the shroud in certain areas. It's not permanent, but it's temporary. But it is a quest we have to do pretty soon. The glider, that's important. We can make a glider. Well rested. Yeah, we know how to do that. Okay. Bed missing. So if we have a bed missing, we have to make a bed for all of our guys. So right here we can just say, okay, this is your bed. So now he's tied to this bed. We also could go in and change the range. Like, he was going to walk around, but we can actually turn it to 0 meters. And what that does is that will let us place him, and he doesn't move from this spot. Otherwise, he's going to be walking around your base. So just definitely want to be sure to do that. Need some food. So yeah, that's the blacksmith, and that's pretty much what we would do when we first encounter him. We want to just craft the stuff for him. The biggest thing is the chest that he has. So these storage chests requires nails and wood, and then we can upgrade this. It requires the shroud liquid, which I showed you before, comes from the plants in the shroud, and the spores. So let's actually craft this, because this is another big thing that we can actually work towards. We have enough to craft this. Let's make some more nails.
Anything else?
Yeah. And, oh, we need some more shroud spores. Okay. Before we do that, let's try to work on this. 2 string. Okay. There we go. Get our sword. This can be salvaged. I would not salvage stuff too much if you're on playing survival mode, because you're going to run out of stuff to use. Because you may need extra gear. Let's salvage these daggers, though. It's going to be important. Equip this. We don't want to put this down yet. We will put this down in a second. Let's just go grab some more shroud spores. So let's go over here. Go to the shroud. Be careful with your stamina. So you will have a problem with if you run out of stamina while you're gliding. It's gonna be pretty bad. But yeah, we can just go down here and just glide down, because we have a glider now. So you just go ahead and press space while you're jumping, and it will glide you down. But once again, be careful with the stamina. Make sure you have enough stamina to get down. If you need the liquid, this is where you get liquid from these little plants. Just pick them up. You can break the bigger ones. But yeah, this is a good place for liquid. The shroud liquid. And then there should be some guys down here we can kill. Might be level 3, but I think we're fine. There we go. And if you need shroud spores, these guys have shroud spores. I'll go find some more guys, and then I think I need like 17 or 18. I'll get 18 just to be safe. Then we'll head back to the base. Alright, just a little side note here. If you are in the shroud, you cannot teleport out of the shroud, so be careful with that. Make sure you get to a place that's not enshrouded, then you can teleport out. We should have everything now we need. Let's go back and start crafting. Alright. I think we're making the chests, right? There we go. This is the chest. This is the magic chest. Let's go and just drop it down real quick. Put it on our bars. Oh, I did get another shield. I got a shield from the guys I was killing. It's a block power of 2. The one we have on us is block power of 2. Okay. It's the shield's better. The one that we crafted is better. So, all right. Go ahead and drop this down. There we go. So now, what we get access to is everything in this is going to be accessible to craft from. So we probably want to put all the crafting stuff in these. Yeah, for instance, so if you look at our character, there's no metal scrap on our character anywhere, but in here we have some metal scrap. So 3 metal scrap. If we go to the blacksmith, talk to him, there we go. It says we have 3 metal scrap available for us to craft with. So that's the benefits of these magic chests. There are various sizes. These are 24s, and there's bigger ones. I think ones that actually take up all the space here. So massive, massive ones. Just like you get bigger bags as well. So inventory becomes less of a problem later on. So if you're not feeling like the inventory is very good in this game, don't worry, it gets better. And let's go talk to this thing really quick. Okay, you've awakened your kin. Alright. So it wants us to go find more people in the... Did it give us a quest for that? No. This is the next quest right here. This is from the blacksmith. Go to journal. This is to clear the elixir well. It gives us the fell head, and it gives us an extra skill point. So clearing elixir wells give us skill points. The fell heads are going to be used for other things later on, but we will need to go down there and clear that out, especially for the skill points. That's our first task. But I think for now, we're going to call this an episode. We did get our blacksmith. We did get some access to lots of new stuff, lots of new gear. I need to organize this. I'm going to organize this stuff and probably go farm up one more box just for future. But yeah, we are kind of on our way. I need to make more space, more beds for future NPCs, which we will access to pretty soon. But yeah, next episode, we'll definitely go to the elixir well down there and clear it out and start working on some of the local quests. We can see the quests are starting to expand out. This quest here, this quest here. So we're going to get quests that take us this way and then up further. And I'll show you the order which we can do those in. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.